This video will show you how to configure PuTTY to talk to your microchip. However, we first need to know what communications port your computer is using to talk to the microchip. So the first thing you should do is plug in your microchip to your computer, as usual, using the USB cable. Also, as usual, the Express Data Storage folder will open on your desktop. We don't really need it, but you can leave it open. Now, this part of the video, what I'm going to show you is specific to a Windows machine, so if you're on a Mac or a Linux machine, you may need to do something slightly different than what I'm going to show you. So what you're trying to do is to find the properties of your devices and printers. So let me now show you how you do that on a Windows machine. The first thing you would do is you want to go and look for your control panel. So on Windows 10, you can type control panel into the search bar and it should find it for you. So you open that up. This is what the control panel looks like, so now you want to click on View Devices and Printers. And this is what the Devices and Printers panel looks like. You want to look around for a device called the Microchip Composite Device, and then you right-click on that and look at the properties. When the Properties window opens, you'll be on the General tab by default. You want to switch to the Hardware tab. And then you want to look at the information down here, and you'll notice that this USB serial device specifically has COM3 written after it. That's the information I need. COM3 is the communications port that my microchip communicates to my computer with. I'm going to need that information to configure PuTTY properly. You may have a different COM port. So now you're ready to configure PuTTY. So if you haven't done so already, open up PuTTY. And it isn't immediately obvious, but right now you're on the Session tab, so that's what you're looking at by default. The first thing you want to do is you want to change SSH to serial. And then you also want to fill in the serial line as, in my case, COM3. You might have a different communications port, and the speed should be set to a baud rate of 9,600. Next, you should click Serial down here at the bottom, and that gives you a new screen. And on this screen, make sure that the serial line is set to COM3, the speed is set to 9,600, the data bits are set to 8, the stop bits are set to 1, parity is set to none, and flow control is also set to none. You will need to change that one. Finally, go back to Session up here at the top, and you're going to save these settings so that you can load them for future labs without having to reconfigure PuTTY again. So give them a useful name like USB Serial 9600, and then click the Save button. And now you can see that that label has appeared down below, and in future, you'll be able to click that label, then click Load, and it will load up all of your settings. So now you're ready to open the PuTTY terminal. So click on the Open button down below to do that. And so the terminal opens up, and you'll be able to manipulate this using the code that you program onto your microchip. And one last thing, the PuTTY terminal is going to be white writing on a black background. If you find that hard to read, there is a way to change it. During your setup, click on Colors in the Windows area, and then select Use System Colors. That will make your terminal colors match your system colors, which usually will give you black writing on a white background.